Hey guys, welcome to episode 9 of Romp Chess Rating Climb. I'm currently sitting at an elo of 589. I would really love to get up over 600. I've won my last couple of games, but I feel like I'm really struggling and making it way harder than it needs to be. The last two games that I won, uh, I was significantly behind, and I only won because of my opponent's inaccuracies that I was able to take advantage of at the end of the game. But like I said, my objective is to play a more accurate, blunder-free game, and I'm really struggling to get there. But that's kind of what this journey is all about, and I appreciate you going along for the ride. And I'll say no more about that at this time. I'll just jump right in and get started with a 15-10 game. So we're searching for an opponent, and once again I'll be playing as black today. Okay, interesting second move here. My opponent brings the bishop out straight away, so I was going to play this d5 anyway, so that would attack here, attack here. That pawn's defended twice, so I don't see a problem with that. And opponent takes straight away, so obviously I can't take with the queen because we're protected here, so I'm going to take back the pawn. Now I have this open diagonal here, and white retreats the knight but keeps it on this diagonal. I'm still protecting here. I could either defend, put a second defender, or I could go ahead and push here. I want the castle short. Let's go ahead and put another defender on this pawn. See, my opponent is a 563, and they bring out the queen with a check. So if I could either block here or block here with this bishop. The advantage of blocking here is I intend to castle on this side anyway. So let's do this. Block here. Now if I castle, I can get my rook over here on this same file with the queen and the king. So they push their d pawn, which opens up this diagonal for the dark square bishop. So let's go ahead and castle. Again, just trying to keep my eye on everything. Defended here twice. Yeah, so we're pushing the f pawn. So white is currently creating a lot of weaknesses around this king. I do see that. If I put this rook on the e file, I can go ahead and relocate this this dark square bishop, and also the rook will be protected here by the knight. So let's do this, and unless okay, so they do block. They do block with their dark square bishop, so that's a development move for them. My king is safe for now. I have this rook on a very active square. If I push my c pawn, if I push my c, it's protected here, but there's a battery with the pawn and the knight. So if I relocate my knight first to here before I push, then the knight will also defend there. So let's go ahead and relocate my knight to here. Okay, interesting move. We're bringing, white is playing knight g3, putting the knight over on the rim of the board. So they could potentially come here or here. Let's go ahead and push this C pawn. Just putting, okay, so white does take with the pawn. The question is, do I want to take back with my bishop or my knight? If I take back with the knight, I'm attacking here. White takes back. And if I take back with the bishop, then I have this diagonal here. So that's a revealed attack with this rook. So I'm going to take here. Okay, so white castles. And I do have this this pretty strong pin right here with the bishop and the rook. Is there a way I can add more pressure there? So if I take here, oh, wait a minute. So if I see something here. So if I take here with the dark square bishop, that's a check. King has to move. But then I don't really have another follow-up there. But I will be winning that piece. Now white can't really take back here. I'm just looking at what else I can do. So if I relocate my dark square bishop to here, that puts pressure on this corner. Oh, sorry. Here puts pressure on that corner, this weak pawn and also the rook. And it's a revealed attack on the queen. So let's go here with a revealed attack on the queen. So I'm attacking here. I can potentially also think about relocating my queen to b6, which will add more pressure here, and also add pressure here. Okay, so white moves the queen to a safer position to here. So do I take this pawn, or do I have a stronger move? If I go here, now looks like that's the move. So this pawn is defended. So if I take this pawn here, I'm threatening the rook. Queen is threatening here, here, and here, but that pawn is protected. So let's take here. Now this dark square bishop is in position to take here. Okay, so that's a decent move. So they relocate their knight So now if I take, basically it's just a trade-off, but that seems kind of like a no-brainer at this position, trading the bishop for a rook, and I'm up material at this point anyway. So let's take here. Of course, white's going to take back. Oh, interesting. They don't take the bishop. They don't take the bishop. So so that's interesting. So I want to relocate this bishop. I'll get it off the safer square. Not sure why they didn't take it. Maybe they're seeing something that I'm not. So I can't go here, here, here. If I relocate to here, that's putting pressure on this pawn. So let's relocate to here. Just looking at the board, seeing what I want to do next. Depending on what white does, if I relocate my knight to here, that's a revealed attack. Well, they cover that. So if white pushes here, let's see. So if I go here, that's an attack on the queen and the bishop. So the queen's going to have to move. The queen can't go to there. They could potentially relocate to here. Okay, so they're going after the rook. So this rook is defending, or this knight is defending here. So if I go here, well, let me think about this. So if I go, see, queen is attacking here, but that's defended by the queen, so I'm not really that concerned about that. And also the knight. So I can kick the queen here, which leaves the knight undefended. So it looks like the knight is really the only issue now. So I could go ahead and take here. Looks like that's the best option there. Now, okay, so they take back with the knight. I need to be thinking about this back rank and how to get to that queen. So the pawn is defended once. I'd like to relocate this light square bishop, relocate this rook to here. If I relocate the rook to here, then I'm attacking the queen, but then the pawn is undefended. If I move here, then the queen has to move. So let's kick the queen there. queen can't take. See, I got there, I got there. Do I think about pushing this pawn? Okay, so queen retreats. Yeah, so let's relocate. Let's relocate this knight to, or this bishop to here. So if the pawn pushes, I can take. Okay, so knight's attacking here. Just looking. So this bishop is defended twice and attacked once. I want to go ahead and relocate my rook to there. Now this pawn is hanging. The queen could go here, but this pawn is protected. If I push this pawn, then I have an attack here. Okay, so we're relocating the, so let's just let's go ahead and push there, that pawn. Now that's kind of revealed attack there on that knight. If this pawn takes back, then I take. Okay, so this pawn is now hanging. So let's take here. If I go here with the bishop, attack the knight and the rook. And then I'll also skewer this knight. So let's, oh, do I have something even stronger? Let's move here. So now I'm attacking here and here. Okay, so do I trade this knight for this bishop? Do I have something even better? I could relocate my queen to here, get her on a more active square, protect this bishop, put an attacker here. So let's do this. Just trying to keep the pressure on. I'm down to 2 minutes, so you know, I do have to kind of watch the clock, be mindful of the clock. I'm trying to think about my moves in advance, so I don't have to spend a lot of time thinking about my moves when it's actually my turn. I could push. Okay, so we're moving the king. So now it'll pin this pawn. But yeah, okay, no, whoa. Whoa, so I've got this with a check. So let's check here. That also defends this bishop. So king moves again. So do I have another check? King can't go there. I could take this pawn. I could take that pawn. If white takes back, then I take here. If white takes with the queen or the king, then I could come here with a check. Let's see. Actually, let's put. Oh, I ran out of time. So that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I just spent a little bit too much time calculating. But that's okay. That's okay. I think I'd rather lose on the clock than do something stupid. But let's go ahead and do a game review and see how I could have finished this out. So I did lose on time, but but the good news is looks like I played a pretty clean game. Had a game rating of 1350, which is really good. No mistakes, no misses, no blunders, one inaccuracy, and I was up quite a bit. So my accuracy rating was 91.9, and like I've said, you know, the important thing at this point is that I learn, not necessarily that I win or lose to the clock. That's not really that concerning. I'm really just trying to get better at calculating, become a better chess player, and I know as I practice, you know, that process will get quicker, and I won't be as likely to lose to the clock. So, but congratulations to my opponent. Let's start the review. So just a pretty basic opening here. Let's see if there's anything we can look at that okay, so yeah, so at this point in the game, white pushes the F pawn, which is kind of unusual, because it really opens up this an attack to the king. And at this point, I'm up on the eval by 2.9. But let's take a look at why that's a mistake for white. So I'm going to go to the analysis page, and so the follow-up for me should have been putting the rook on the e file with the queen, which is what I did. And you never want your, of course you want your queen and king on the same file. And then white ended up blocking with the dark square bishop down to here. But that's why that was a mistake for white. Looks like they should have played instead knight f3. So that would have been a much better move for them. So let's move on. So I'm glad to see that that I did play the best, most aggressive move there. So that tells me that I was thinking correctly. I was just trying to be as aggressive as possible. Okay, so now here's an inaccuracy for me. The knight d7. So why is that an inaccuracy? So the best follow-up for white would have been to play c3, and then if I pushed to c5 and queen goes to d2, and they takes back, and then I'm under attack here. So looks like in the end of that exchange I lose material. Is that right? And the best move for me would have been to play c5. So that is a move that I considered, because this pawn is protected here. So something to file away in the memory bank for next time, for sure. Let's go back to where we were. Okay, so I played knight d7, and in the French, that's really not where I want this knight anyway, because this bishop right now also is that's another reason that this is a mistake for me, and an inaccuracy, because now this bishop is blocked. It has nowhere to go. So ideally I want to get my bishop here on this open file. So it would have this diagonal open and this diagonal open, but by putting the knight there, by putting the knight here, I block off this bishop. So I know that was a kind of like a lot of rambling to try to understand that, but yeah, I see that now. And I have to move the c pawn first. Otherwise, if I move the knight to here, then the c pawn is blocked. So it's just a matter of piece order. So pawn, so it should be like this: pawn, bishop, knight. Then queen can go here to b6. Yeah, so I don't think we need to dive into that one too terribly much. So dxc5 was a mistake for white here, because this pawn is defended once, but it's attacked twice. So so white's losing that pawn. White's losing that pawn either way. So I take with the bishop. So now I'm attacking here, and if white takes, then I take back. So white basically just gave me free material. Then they relocate then they castle. But again, now this bishop is pinned because of the relocation of this rook, which really makes me glad that I put the rook there on that e-file. So I take. White can't take back with the queen because of the rook. So take. And I still don't understand why white didn't just take my bishop there, unless maybe it was a mouse slip. I'm not sure. Looks like that would have just been a free piece. Moving on through here to see if there's anything else worth looking at. So far, pretty clean game so far. And then I almost didn't see the check here with the rook. You know, because I was so focused on this area down here with the king and the queen, and my queen looking down this diagonal, my bishop here, my knight threatening, rook on, threatening here. But that was kind of a no-brainer. So it's also encouraging that I saw that check and the free piece. So I'll take that. And then there's where I ran out of time. So and so that was actually King H3 was actually a mistake for white. So just for now, but why was that a mistake? Why was that a mistake? So king moves there. Oh man, that was close. Do you see it? So if I hadn't run out of time, I could have played rook here with the, and that would have been checkmate. So I was literally one move from checkmate when the clock ran out. One move. So yeah, I ran out of time, but again, I don't consider that a loss, because it tells me that I'm learning. I've learned from this process, and I played a good game. I ran out of time. I didn't get to checkmate. So what? It's nothing really on the line. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I did. Congratulations to my opponent. I'll have to watch the clock just a little bit better next time. But anyway, thanks for coming along for the ride. See you guys next time in episode 10. Bye for now.